Hello, welcome to this very special episode, the BJ Show. Let's get straight into it and drive into why this is so special. Well, this is also multiple different sports we do share from the Australian Sport Edition show, as well the Aussie Footy Show, the BJ Show Footy Show, the extra SANFL as well, the NRL, the NBL ONE Central Basketball Comp, the South Australia Adelaide competition, as well as Suncorp Super Netball competition as well. This episode, we were sharing the NBL ONE, NRL ladder, Suncorp Super Netball ladder, SANFLW ladder, SANFL Men's ladder, and the AFL ladder mid-season, where who is last to, in my thought, who should go where. So, to going through and who's going to make finals in my thoughts, let's get straight and let's get started. We do come to round 12, which we start with the NBL ONE women's competition. In 10th spot is Central District Lions. 9th spot is Eastern Mareks, which is in Market in Adelaide Hills, Adelaide, South Australia State. 8th spot is the Southern Tigers. We got 7th place with South Adelaide Pandas. North Lanes in 6th place. 5th is Woodville Warriors. 4th, North Adelaide Rockets. 3rd, Sturt Savers. West Adelaide in 2nd. And then 1st, after round 12, Forceville Eagles. So, who do you think should make that finals? It's pretty close after the 5th team. Right now we do come to the men's ladder. 10th is North Adelaide Rockets. 9th is North Flames. 8th is Eastern Mareks. 7th, Southern Tigers. 6th, Sturt Savers. 5th, West Adelaide Bearcats. 4th, South Adelaide Pandas. 3rd, Woodville Warriors. 2nd, Forceville Eagles. And then 1st, Central District Lions. So we're now done with all the NBL ONE ladder. Stay tuned as we reach very close of who I think should win the championship, the grand final. But we do now come to the NRL and we'll wait and share. I can't wait for round 17. So we come after round 17. This is the ladder for the NRL. 17th, Tigers. 16th, Raiders. Roberts. 15th is Eels. 14th, West Tigers. 13th, Knights. 12th, it's Cowboys. 11th, Dragons. 10th, Seagulls. 9th, Dolphins. 8th, Pandas. 7th, Roosters. With 6th, Shark. 5th, Broncos. 4th is Warriors. 3rd is Storm. 2nd is the Raiders. And 1st, for a long time, in 1st place, Bulldogs. We will share another NRL ladder very soon. We are only 10 rounds remaining. So stay tuned with all that. Alright, we're done for the NRL ladder. Let's drive into the next sport of ladders, which is the Suncorp Super Netball ladder. We are very close to making the finals, but let's get straight into the ladder. With 8th is Queensland Firebirds. With the 7th place, Giants Netball. In 6th place, Melbourne Mareks. 5th is Adelaide Thunderbirds. 4th is Sunshine Coast Lightning. 3rd is Melbourne Mareks. West Coast Fever in 2nd, and 1st, one's going to be one of the favourites, as well West Coast Fever. New South Wales Swiss in 1st place. The top 3 are set in my thoughts. That could change as well. That's all we're done. And none for now for the Suncorp Super Netball ladder. We're now heading to the footy ladders. First up, it is the SANFLW. We may share all this in the last episode, but I'm going to share this again. Just remind you, here we go. Then we'll share the SANFL Men's ladder. And then the one we've been waiting for, the AFL mid-season ladder as well. So, let's go drive into the SANFLW right now. In 8th spot, Glenelg Tigers. 7th is Norwood Redlegs. 6th, West Adelaide Bloods. 5th, Central District Bulldogs. 4th is Sturt Double Blues. 3rd, North Adelaide Roosters. 2nd, South Adelaide Pandas. And in 3rd spot, for being like that for a long time, most of the season, Woodville West Torrens Eagles. Good luck coming into the finals. We come to the SANFL Men's ladder after round 10. And Wow. I'm just going to say, there's 110's Desi favourite or 2 or 3. And I think top 3 is pretty much safe in my thoughts. We do come to the halfway mark. After round 10, here we go. 10th, West Adelaide Bloods. 9th, South Adelaide Pandas. 8th, Norwood Redlegs. 7th, North Adelaide Roosters. 6th, Port Adelaide Magpies. 5th, Central District Bulldogs. 4th, Woodville West Torrens Eagles. We now come to the third top 3. Adelaide Crows Reserve in 3rd. 2nd, Glenelg Tigers. And after 10 rounds with no losses or draws, all wins 10 games. 10 games. Sturt Double Blues. There's no mid-season. I think that's what it is at the moment. But stay tuned for the mid-season. As I may mention that before, we're not doing that in this episode. Stay tuned for that. But now we are going to do... Okay, I apologise for all the confusion, but we do come to the mid-season SANFL Men's League. It's a hard choice of teams to be in that top of that ladder. Here is my mid-season ladder, starting 10th place is West Adelaide Bloods. Look, it's going to be a season that they're going to be in those games and can know that there's not going to be a really good season. So in 9th place is South Adelaide. Look, another season's going to be disappointed for them. I think it's going to be in that mid. In 8th spot, look, at the moment, Port Adelaide having a pretty good season, but they're not going to play finals. They'll finish 8th. 7th, North Adelaide, they'll be in the hunt. It's very close between the team I think will just miss out. It's Norwood League. They'll miss out, and it's the season they need to look at. This is a rebuilding season for Norwood to look at. They need to find some recruits to see what they can do. 5th place, top 5. Here we go. Central District is in 5th. Wow. I think they will play finals, in my opinion, just in sneaking in. Yes, they finish in that top 3. Second chance is always good for the club, but I think they'll just go down just slightly, but they'll be in there. Woodville West Torrens Eagles in 4th. Very similar. They're in that hunt. They just missed out last season. They will play finals, in my opinion, this season. Glenelg in 3rd. Look, being the Premiers actually did not finish that second chance. They finished 4th. So a team that they can finish their second chance, they could all the way to win back-to-back, in my opinion. 2nd is Adelaide Crows Reserve. I think they'll definitely be in that top 2. They'll take on Glenelg, and then Adelaide will we come into 1st spot. Sturt will finish top. They're totally up there. If not, it will be 2nd. Sturt, Adelaide and Glenelg are my top 3. Will be there this season for the finals. So there you have it. My mid-season ladder for the SANFL Men's ladder for the Host Plus ladder. We'll wait and see what happens from now to then. It's now time to share the 2025 AFL Premiership mid-season ladder. There's been some reach of the halfway point mark I would like now share of the season. It's time to share again what I'm thinking and what should be in that top 8. Just missing out. We start off the bottom 4, starting from 18 to 15. So I will tell you about my players who I chose in that spot and now. So here we go. In 18th spot, originally I have chosen Richmond Tigers. The team I have put that, and they're totally not having their best season, is West Coast. 20 years ago, they were one of the hardest teams. But now, 20 years later, they ain't officially going to get the wooden spoon. So that's where West Coast is going to be there. Now, we just spoke about West Coast Eagles. I put Richmond there. It's time Richmond to move up slightly up the ladder. They are playing a lot better than West Coast, put together on and off the field. They are one of the best rebuilding teams, in my opinion, this footy season. But here's a little bit I'm going to put Richmond Tigers. I really think they have a great talent all over the footy field. Richmond has great young players coming through and knowing they'll be a good team in the future. So there you have it. We come in 16 players. Now, I put North Melbourne. Now, I'm going to put St Kilda. Not St Kilda, knowing that they want to push close to the finals this season. It's not going to happen. It's another season that by St Kilda need to look over their list. Yes, they've got injuries coming through on and off the field to do, so they need to find more players and why they're on the sideline. So I have St Kilda on 16th because of that reason, and they need to find something they want to be improved. So we're now moving into that mid-season of that ladder off that bottom 4. So we have the mid half of the ladder, which is hard to choose. Where did I put them in this mid-season ladder? Let's now find out. We had Melbourne Demons. I'm going to put Essendon Bombers. Look, they are missing big key forwards. They have injuries. They're missing players with a low percentage. Doesn't help for the remaining of the season. Look, it's a really difficult part, and I really think that it's going to be hard from here for now to the rest of the season for Essendon Bombers. I had St Kilda Saints in 14th. I have decided to put Melbourne Demons. It's going to be interesting where Melbourne are sitting at the moment. They're missing out of the finals once again. They have a good team, but big concern of having seen Melbourne's best since the 2021 Premiership season, winning their grand final. Since then, Melbourne has struggled, but I think Melbourne should be in the finals next season, if not in the next 2-3 years, because I think they need to get back, get some good talent, and they lost some really good players from the off-season, so yeah. So I have put Melbourne Demons in 14th in my mid-season ladder. 13th place, I had Gold Coast Suns. Now, that's changed once again. Port Adelaide are now going to be in my 13th place. Now, look, they're not going to play finals. It's not their season. It's not what I expect by Port Adelaide. Another year they should play very close to the finals. Yes, they have lots of injuries, and it happens, but they just have not found that football club culture for a long time, and I know that next season Port Adelaide will look much better team in 2026. So Port Adelaide I have put in 13th. 12 players I had Essendon, now changed to North Melbourne. So why this low for North Melbourne? So look, I think they're going to have a really good second half coming through the footy season, and I know they'll have a really strong start. They did well against, just after, if they not yet have a bye, but I think they're going to have a really good finish to the season. They're going to have tests. They're going to be tested, and Alison Clarkson will bring their North Melbourne football together, and I think it's coming together now. Why 12th spot? Even I'm not correct in this spot, I think I'll be really thinking, yep, this is North Melbourne. They're back in business and they're looking very, very sharp for the future. So North Melbourne in 12th. 11th place, I have put Adelaide in the spot. I've chosen Sydney Swans. Now, why in 11th place for Sydney? I think they are grand final runners up. They are the hangovers, as they're known for. New coach and a lot of new, different talent coming out of it. Yes, they've had lots of injuries, but can Sydney play finals? I think they can. I think at this point, it will be 11th place. I think they're just missing out. I think it's not this points, but percent. It's going to be a very hard decision to why I chose Sydney Swans in 11th. So that's where I put them. I've had now coming to 10th. I put Western Bulldogs. Now, Carlton. This is not the year I would expect for injuries by Carlton and move up and play for a premiership, as Aidan May mentioned some point ago. So I really feel like Carlton will be back next season. I've given it a season off for no finals. They'll be back again next season. They'll just miss out. I think very much so. Now, I put Carlton in 6th because I think they're going to go down and a lot worse than I expectation. I thought Carlton will play finals, but it has not been their best year. But I have put Carlton in 10th. Now, this is one of the teams that have been spoken about, and I think this team will not play finals. I think it's going to be one of the battles of that final round and final game. But some of these teams will be knocking out. They'll want to play finals, and they'll have to start thinking about winning big time, because Sydney will be 9th. I have put Sydney in 9th in this point, but I have put Great Western Sydney Giants. It's another year for them to not play finals, but another off-season for the GWS, and they just miss out by not just percentage, but even including points, premiership points. There's times that GWS would maybe just miss out, and this is the team will do it. And it's a really hard choice to say this, but Giants will be out for the 2025 AFL finals. It's now that time, and it's really come to the bottom 4, then we come to the top 4, we come to the top 8, and we're from 8th place. This team, wow factors change everything, which will be hard to pick. Here we go in 8th place, we had Collingwood. 3 until it's time to see the mighty 3 until Dockers to play finals. They have a good team, and hopefully they'll go through for the finals, and that they deserve to be back in September. So 7 players. We had the LA Crows. It's now Western Bulldogs. Yes, I did put them outside of not making finals, but I think Western Bulldogs look really good. They've got some really good talent back, and they'll play finals. I'm aiming to see them in finals action. So in 6th place, I had Carlton. Now, Carlton will miss out the finals, in my opinion. Gold Coast is their first time ever playing finals since joining the AFL. Since in first time history, the mighty Gold Coast Suns playing finals. Yes, I think they can do this time. Bring this team to play finals. This will bring a different kind of to the competition. A team has never played finals in the AFL. Hopefully there'll be some big crowds like they did in the early days. Bring that 25,000 to the mighty Gold Coast Suns at People's First Stadium to see what happens. But we do come to the top 5. This is going to be interesting to know. And why? And I had Fremantle Dockers. Now, they are just mixing in Fremantle, but I have Hawthorn. Now, Hawthorn, I had them in my top 4. I think they'll just miss out on that second chance. But you never know what can happen with Adelaide. Well, can that be much? Adelaide was 7. So they're definitely moving up to that ladder. But Hawthorn will be playing finals. They're looking really good. They'll bring some confidence, but they'll be pumped and ready to take on their next opponent at the moment during the season. Week in, week out, I think Hawthorn will be very nicely in that 5th spot. Now, this top 4 and 4th spot, it's anyone's up for. And really, it's anyone's. We do, like I mentioned, who is in 4th spot recently? So in the pre-season ladder, I had the GWS Giants. They're gone. They're not playing finals. You never know, because they're back in business. LA Crows, I have chosen to be in that top 4. This is the first time playing September football since 2017. The LA Crows have been the first time hope to play finals since then. Now, 8 years. It's a long time. It's almost a decade. It's ridiculous. But I think the LA Crows have a good chance of playing for a premiership. Big time. This is the year for the LA Crows to go one step better. They have to. If they don't do it this year, they'll be much better next year. They look really, really good. One of the best, less injuries team in the AFL. So we'll see what happens for the LA Crows. They put in my 4th spot. In 3rd spot, really, the Hawthorn Hawks clearly should be in there, but I put them down a little bit back. That absolute top 4 Hawthorn. But Brisbane Lions, look, I gotta say, I put them in 1st spot, now to 3rd. I think they're struggling a little bit. I think, can they go back to back? Can they do go back to back? And I think they've got the talent. Yes, they may not have their big giant Joe Danaher's retired, but they'll be back. Brisbane, they'll go back to back. But I'm just saying this now. It's too early to know. But you never know what can happen. You know, Brisbane can struggle and be outside that top 4. And really, even being that bottom 8. We don't want to see that premiership to happen. But I am having a good feeling that Brisbane will finish 3rd. The top 2. Now, this team, I have put Geelong in 2nd. And I'm sticking by it. Sexy Geelong football is yet to come. And I know they are going to be up there against Geelong. Again, in my top 2, like early in the season, in the pre-season. Bounce back. One step better to bring a premiership. Yes, you lost against the team beat by the Pioneers, and we'll share that very, 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 very soon. I gotta say, I think Geelong one step better than last year and couldn't take on the Pioneers. Brisbane back in action, back on their 4 points. They needed that win because that will be opening up the competition in a massive way, especially with the LA Crows Hawthorn getting those wins. That opens up the competition in a big way. So Geelong in 2nd place. Now, what the other 17 teams have done, but we forget one team. Brisbane, in my thoughts, were first. I've chosen Collingwood Magpies. At the remaining of this point, it's time I record this episode. They're top of the ladder. They are the best team to look out this footy season, the 2025 AFL Premiership season. And Collingwood have many ways of so much talent on and off the field. The best coaching crew around. Why they're top for a reason. Because they've been good since 2022 and thereabouts. They've been very good since the day Cox brothers, Josh and Nick, came on into the AFL. They've had so many talents coming through, and why Collingwood being one of the best teams to look at. They're very entertaining. Not the team I go for, but I think Collingwood Magpies is the team to be the Premiers after 24 rounds. They had more wins than losses. The wins are just over the line as well. Big wins and small losses and small wins. Yes, they've lost games, and that's okay. But to end this, Collingwood in first spot. Okay, all right. That is done for the AFL mid-season ladders now complete. We are done here for today. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for listening. Keep listening to the podcast. Much appreciated. Thanks for you so much for your support. Just make sure you type the BJ Show. You know where it's all on Spotify, Apple, and whenever you get your podcasts. All right, bye for now. BJ Show's out. Cheers. Bye for now.